What's going on, guys? Nathan here, and today I'm going to give you 7 quick ways to start winning as a poker beginner. Alright guys, so the game of poker is not easy these days, and what you need is a step-by-step guide to help you start quickly winning. So if you follow the 7 steps in this video, which are based on my 10+ year career as a professional, I think you're going to start quickly seeing better results. Let's jump into it, counting down from 7 to 1. Here we go. So number 7, of course, this is the most important one, is to play at the right poker site or room. Guys, the most important thing you need to know is that not all poker rooms, poker sites were created equal. Some have a lot of really tough players at them, some have a lot of weak recreational poker players who we lovingly refer to as the fish, and you want to be playing in the games with the fish, of course, because those are the players we make the money against. So this is all about game selection, guys. And really, the real heart of the matter is you do not want to be sitting at a table full of tags, lags, and nits. Now let me explain these player types quickly. Tag stands for tight and aggressive, lag stands for loose and aggressive, and nit is just like a really tight player who hardly plays any cards. Guys, we don't make money against these players. These are some of the best play styles, by the way. This is the style that I teach in everything that I put out here on the channel in my free poker cheat sheet, which is the top link in the description below. Guys, instead, you want to be playing against fish. These are the players who play 40% or more of their hands. If you're using a HUD like I do with online poker, that's the VPIP statistic. You can literally have it on your screen. Once again, I'll include a link to the HUD that I use in the description below as well. But guys, bottom line, I have a rule. I do not play in poker games unless there is one clear recreational poker player at the table playing too many hands, calling down with all sorts of terrible draws, bottom pair, or even nothing at all, and easily going on tilt, which we're going to talk about in a second. Guys, always have one of those players at your poker table, and I think you're going to have a lot more success. Let's move on to tip number 6 for beginners, and that is to learn a proven winning poker system. Guys, despite what some people will have you believe, the game of poker, especially in low stakes games, which is what 95% of people play, it's not really that complicated, guys. If you play against recreational players, all you need is a simple, tight, and aggressive exploitative strategy. Again, I have a free 60-page poker cheat sheet, which literally walks you through it. You can download it and read it in an afternoon. It'll be the top link in the description below. But a lot of people today are spreading this myth that you need to know complicated math, you need to study game theory optimal, you need to spend hours and hours working with solvers or something. Guys, this is complete and utter nonsense. If you want to waste thousands of dollars and thousands of hours of your time with that stuff, go ahead. But if you want real results in poker, all you need to know is the basic strategy of what hands to play, when to raise, when to bluff, when to fold, the basic player types, how to read board texture. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a sec here. It's not rocket science, guys, but you need to know the basics, get that stuff down, and your results will skyrocket. Let's move on to thing number 5 for poker beginners, and that is to learn some basic hand reading. So I'm going to give you an example here to help illustrate this better for you. But guys, all good poker players understand the importance of this crucial skill. So you have pocket kings, 2 red kings, and you get raised on the river. The river is going to be a 3, 6, 7, 8, 10 rainbow. And what I mean by rainbow is there's no possible flush in this situation. So guys, if you are up against any of these tight regulars that I talked about before, the tag, the lag, the nit, when they raise you on this river, guys, I can guarantee you this is literally always a set or a straight with a hand like pocket 3s, pocket 6s, pocket 7s, pocket 8s, pocket 10s, or maybe a hand like a 9-8 or a jack 9 for the straight. Guys, what these players will not have in this situation is a hand like pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens, pocket jacks, because they would have raised those hands pre-flop or earlier on in the hands. So I hope you guys are understanding how I put all of the pieces of the puzzle together in this hand to realize that this is a clear fold. A lot of amateurs will get married, though, as I call it, to their big pocket pair like pocket kings, and they will make the call here only to see the bad news, when if they understood the player type, the board texture, and their likely range in this situation, guys, you don't need to be Daniel Negreanu to put them on a hand that beats you in this situation, and therefore you can make the correct fold. Let's move on to thing number 4 that's going to help all of you beginner poker players out there, and that is to do not start at high stakes. This is one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making these days that are starting out in poker. Guys, what you need to know about mid and high stakes games is that these games are full of world-class class players in most cases these days. You as a poker beginner are going to get smashed in these games. Even if you've been playing for a while, guys, there is no reason why you need to jump up and challenge really good poker players right away when you can simply play in low stakes games, which are everywhere on the internet, live in the casinos, and play for a very small amount of money and learn the game as you go, and your mistakes will not cost you a fortune. So you can play, for example, in cash games online with blinds that are literally as low as 1 cent, 2 cent, and it's a $2 buy-in. I think anybody on earth can afford that. There are $2 tournaments on the internet as well, and if you play live at the casino or even in home games, you know, often there's cash games as low as $1, $2, where people are buying in for 50 bucks, $100, not an amount that's going to break the bank, or maybe a $20 tournament, something like that. Guys, bottom line, if you are new to the game of poker, which I assume you are, you're watching this video, do not get your ego involved and think you need to play for big money right away to, you know, strut your stuff and prove you're some big shot. Guys, I've seen so many people lose and get discouraged because they try to play stakes that are far above their current skill level. Guys, take it from my experience, start at the lowest stakes, learn the fundamentals, and you can start quickly moving up the stakes as you improve your skill level, and you'll be playing in those mid or high stakes games before you know it. Let's move on to thing number 3 for poker beginners to start quickly winning, and that is to improve your game away from the tables. Guys, this has been one of my biggest superpowers over the years as a professional poker player. Guys, 99% of amateurs in poker, they just show up at the poker table and they magically expect to win. I don't know what other game or profession or anything else in life that anybody would expect to do that. You would not show up at the basketball game, think that you never need to practice, and you're just magically going to beat everyone and score 50 points. Obviously, that's a failing strategy, as it is in poker as well. Guys, you learn and improve away from the game, studying your hands, specifically if you play online poker in a HUD program. I've literally spent thousands of hours studying my hands, finding my leaks, and also finding what I'm doing well, and also studying the game of other players who might be better than me and learning from them. Once again, I'll include links to the HUD that I use in the description below. I have also read countless high-level books. I've enrolled in literally every advanced training course out there. There are literally dozens of them available these days. There's never been a better time to quickly accelerate your game these days. Guys, bottom line, do not get an ego in this game like so many other people do. Always be improving. The game of poker is always changing. Good poker players do not ever think that they just know it all. They are always evolving and improving, and that is why they succeed. All right, guys, let's move on to the runner-up thing that all beginner pokers need to know, and that is how to beat aggressive poker players. Guys, this is the #1 player type that I get asked about these days because poker games are aggressive these days. It doesn't matter if you're playing online or live in the casino, even some home games or even some play money games on the internet are aggressive these days. And the biggest thing you need to know, guys, is to not let the aggressive players run you over. You need to understand that they got lots of bluffs in their range. And I know this very well because this is the style of poker that I play and teach myself. And I know I'm bluffing a lot and people should be calling me more. So I'm going to give you an example right here. You have pocket tens, and on the turn, the board reads Queen 8-8-7. Guys, in a spot like this versus a loose and aggressive player, if they bet again, you need to be making the call here again. And the simple reason why is because that they have so many bluffs in a spot like this. For example, a hand like Ace King, Ace Jack, King Jack, 10-9, pocket nines, or even any 2 hearts. So hopefully you guys notice that there is a flush draw on this board. So guys, there are tons of hands that an aggressive player can have in this situation that they will be betting with again, and therefore it is literally a crime to fold your pocket tens here. Guys, you need to make some looser calls versus the aggressive poker players. All right, guys, so my #1 tip for poker beginners is to do not go on tilt. Guys, having coached hundreds of students in these small and mid-stakes games, I can tell you without a doubt this is the #1 reason why people lose at poker. They get frustrated and start playing poorly when they get a run of bad cards, specifically a bunch of bad beats, coolers, setups, and the like. I'm sure you've no doubt experienced this yourself if you've played any amount of poker. But guys, you need to understand that this is an integral part of the game of poker. You're going to lose sometimes in this game, even when you do everything right. You could literally go all in pre-flop with pocket aces, and they got a hand like pocket fives. They're going to win nearly 1 out of 5 times, guys, 20% of the time. And it doesn't mean that the game is rigged. It doesn't mean they're cheating or it's fixed or anything. It's actually just math. Guys, you need to make peace with this fundamental aspect of the game of poker. This is why poker has so much money in it. This is why other games like chess, which are largely skill-based, don't have anywhere near as much money in them, because you can't get lucky against the best chess player in the world, whereas you absolutely can get lucky against the best poker player in the world. And this, I hope you guys can see, is why the bad players keep coming back for more and more, loading more chips in, loading more money in, and fueling the entire industry, including your profit. So guys, next time you get a bad beat at the poker table, I tend to refer to this as the fish tax that we must all pay. They're going to get lucky sometimes, guys. The best skill you can ever learn at the poker table is to learn to have a more lighthearted approach to this game. Understand you're just gonna lose sometimes, even when you did everything right. Take a more lighthearted approach to this game, and I think you're gonna have a lot more success. All right, guys, like and subscribe if you found this one helpful, and also if you want to know my entire strategy to beat the small and mid-stakes poker games, make sure you grab a copy of my free poker cheat sheet. That'll be the top link in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. All the best at the poker tables. I will catch you next time.